Hi. A couple of weeks ago I posted a couple of videos on Facebook there of my tray that I made for my flow hive. This is the one over here. Inside here we were catching all the small hive beetle, and they were dropping down into the oil, and we were killing them in here, and we were catching other things like wax moth that you can see there in the middle of the screen. But ultimately it's been working very well, and we've been killing a lot of small hive beetle, which has worked fantastic, and it's been going really well. And I've been making them for a few people who've messaged me on Facebook, and I got a hold of some bases here the other day, so I thought it might be a good idea if I just show you quickly the bases and what it looks like inside the hive, so you can see. This is these two different bases for the fly hive. They're two different sizes, so I've had to ask people for measurements every time they ask me to make one, so I know which size I'm making for them. But basically this is the original here, and what I mean by the original, this was the very first lot of hives that Fly Hive made, and it's a little bit different to the newer one, which is the one I currently have myself. But inside here, as you can see, it covers the whole bottom of the hive. So obviously the bees come in here, and the hive beetle and anything else that's invading a hive, and this is full of water under this full of oil under this mesh here, and everything tends to fall into the oil. They get chased down through the mesh here and ultimately fall into the oil and drown. So we've been having great success with that, and I've made a fair few of these. You wouldn't believe it, but there's a lot of yous out there, so I just thought I'd make this video. So I've got this one here, is my flow hive base, which is a little bit different to the original. The original one, you'll see that the original one does not fit into the later version. It just won't fit. So here's the later version trying to go into the original, and as you can see, it's just sloppy. It's the wrong size. So I've made two different sizes, and a lot of people have been asking for measurements and asking how to make them and all that sort of thing, but I've just been quietly making them. It's really easy for me to do, and they go together like a glove. It's just perfect. So a friend of mine showed me that she had one of the Paradise bee boxes, so I thought that would be a bit of a challenge. So I made a couple of bases for a couple of trays for their bases. Now this is a little bit different. It's a little bit of a different tray. I still haven't siliconed it up here, but I made two. It came with the original. Originally came with the core flute, and so we're taking the core flute out, and this tray slides in there nicely in the Paradise bee box, and it's got a little lip on there. You can see that little lip. So when you slide it in there, full of oil, there's just a nice handy little lip just to pull that out nicely. And Bob's your uncle. She's beautiful. So hopefully, we haven't tried this one out yet. All we've done is just made it, and as you can see, like the other ones, it just fits in there snug. And being the base, this is the entrance here, the entrance reducer that they have on the Paradise bee box. Yeah, so bees and everybody come in here. Hopefully they chase the small hive beetle, the wax moth, maybe the varroa mite. They all can fall down into the oil together and have a good time. I think that'll be the last you ever see of them. So that's it really. Another thing I wanted to show you guys quickly is that's the oil that I've been using. I've been throwing in the trays, and if you look here in the trays, if you do make one up yourself, or ask me to make you one, you really need to level your hive up. down here I've just got some panel packers. It's just leveled my hive up perfectly, and that keeps the oil a nice even film of oil on the bottom there, so there's no dry spots. I've got an entrance reducer on the front of my hive here. It's not packed with bees, my hive, so they could still have a large number of bees to make it worthwhile to take that entrance reducer off. But anyway, what's been happening is all the bugs and everything seems to come into that corner there, and in my hive I've been catching mostly everything in this corner down here. All the small hive beetle has been caught in that corner. So what it's telling me is the beetles come in at night or in day, or whenever they come in, and as soon as they come through the entrance, they appear to just go straight down, and then that's the corner that I'm catching all my small hive beetle. I've been catching flies, I've been catching wax moth and everything else in there as well, but majority of small hive beetle here in Australia I've been catching right in the corner, so they appear to be coming straight in and straight under. So that's it really. I just wanted to show you guys that, and no worries, message me if you want to know anything. I'll be glad to help. We're just evolving all this sort of thing. You can probably see on the legs of my stand that I got here, that black stuff is actually just automotive axle grease. So we get a few ants and things like that. I know a lot of people put tin pots, or they put something in the bottom here, water, and fill it with water to stop ants and that running up the legs, but we get a lot of mosquitoes in North Queensland, so we're discouraged from keeping water, so like that, because of the mosquitoes. But yeah, my friend of mine just told me to put some axle grease around there, and that just stops anything from running up the legs and running into the hive. So there's another little tip, I suppose. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for your time.